Just started the stream. I just started the stream. So if you here on IG, you could go on and share this thing with a friend. Maybe you share it with about 10. Gonna share this thing with a friend. Maybe you're gonna share it 10. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Let's see. Come on, IG. If y'all here, come on, sit down, get comfortable. We're gonna talk a little bit today. We're gonna vibe a little bit today. Wah 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 wah. Boom. All right.
Yeah, and your eyes. Sorry.
Bad. All good, Rashida. Whoo. All right, IG. Now we about to go. And YouTube, we in here. Let me take these socks off so I'm a little bit more comfy. Bang. And then we gonna get the ball rolling, rocking. And ain't nothing stopping until we done. All right. Boom. Bong, bow. And we're here. Peace and love, kings, queens, and gods. My name is Jared. I'm the Floating Yogi, and this is brought to you by Yogi. Urban yogic wellness and education. We're restructuring health and wellness in the community, bringing the power of healing and evolution back to the individual's hands so we can do something about ourselves. Some of the other sponsors that help piece this together is Buddha Blessing. Bong. You can hear some of these magical bowls on all streaming platforms once you check in with No Commercials International. And you can check out my single on all streaming platforms, live from Costa Rica. We have another one coming out with this pink moon meditation that's happening at Sukha Center. I'm excited. There's so much. Speaking about Sukha Center, way that you can create your own practice. One way that we have that space available for it. We have the Mysore practice at Sukha Center. I'm teaching there Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. G's also there Monday and Friday with a Vinyasa flow class. Ahmed's there. He got Rocket. We got Budokan. So we got a little martial arts, a little zen happening, and a little rocket blasting off going on too. So I encourage you to check it out, sukacenter.com. Go and hit the, while you're there, check out their events and the Pink Moon Meditation. I'm telling you, the jump's not going to be something you want to miss. We're going to go over some of those concepts a little later as well. I'd also like to thank Born to Fly Fitness, where fitness is fashion and mental health is wealth. Yes, we are here. Mono's Detox, got the serum sea moss elixirs, got your whole nutrition system right. I'm telling you, I got the sea moss. I make sure that happens every day. Got to get the body right. Got to get the internal together, just like I'm taking care of the external. What else is there? I feel like I may be missing one, but then again, I did it so smooth today, it might be right on point. And I think it is. So, with that being said, last week we finished up the waking up from illusion to reality, from that Maya to reality, and from the Osho books, the Book of Secrets. And some of these aspects of reality that we might know about, but don't really have them categorized and labeled and everything. We're gonna go over some of them today, and we're also gonna touch them, but we're also really gonna start picking which book from book club are we gonna read in book club. What? Which book? So, we got Flow. We'll also read a little excerpt from each, ask some questions, chop it up, see what's good. And the playback will be available, and we'll be taking a poll for which book we're gonna read next. What content are we interested in? Where do we wanna grow? Let's guide our knowledge, right? So we have Flow, which talks about the flow state. I'll also tap into the 4 dimensions of the mind and correlate how they play into the optimal experience, the flow state. That book is the national bestseller by Mihaly. I'm going to butcher it anyway, so just look at it. I'm not able to say that right, at least right now. The next one is The Divine Matrix, and this is by Gregg, Braden. I'm not being biased. I can just say that name a little bit easier. That's just what it is. I'll work on my Russian or Czechoslovakian and figure that out. But right now, we got The Divine Matrix with Gregg Braden. That talks about bridging time, space, miracles, and belief. And like it says, miracles, belief, time, and space. You know that sounds a little funky. That sounds like right up my alley. And beliefs are very powerful and they're a part of our attraction. And they're also a part of our vibration. So this book touches on the law of attraction, the law of vibration, time, space, how that all correlates. It's some fun stuff that, you know, can help us overcome some of those limiting beliefs that we have from ourselves. The last one is Eastern Body, Western Mind, the psychology of the chakra system and the path to self. This is the second book she wrote. It's a pretty good psychology of the chakra system. She does have another one, which is the actual scientific comparison and breakdown of the chakra system. I'm gonna ask G the name of that, and you know, we might be able to rap about that. But they're on audiobook and all that fun stuff. So we got a couple people in the cheesy, and in the Zoom room. Which one y'all want to start with? Let's go. We got one. One would be Flow. Two would be Divine Matrix, and three would be Eastern Body, Western Mind. I'm gonna take a sip of water as y'all put it. You can put it on in the cheesy. You can say it. Whatever works. Bet. Dealer's choice. So we got Flow. We started with Flow, so we'll start with Flow. Oh, whoa, we got some stuff in the cheesy. We got some stuff in the cheesy. 3. I'm with the shits. Eastern Body, Western Mind. I'm gonna read the back of the book because that's how I like to sometimes pick. Explore the psychology of the chakras. In this groundbreaking book, Anodea Judith brings fresh approach to the yoga-based Eastern chakra system, placing it within the framework of the Western thought. Exploring the chakra through Jungian psychology, somatic therapy, childhood development, theory, and metaphysics, she creates an elegant and practical system for healing energy imbalances and taking control of your mental and physical health. Each chapter focuses on a single chakra, starting with the description of its characteristics and identity issues. Judith then examines that chakra's particular developmental patterns, its traumas and abuses, and how to keep it in balance. The unique combination of Eastern and Western theories elucidates the spiritual nature of personality development and how it fits within the structural logic of the body. Seamlessly blending psychology and spirituality, Eastern Body, Western Mind creates a compelling interpretation of the chakra system and its relevance for Westerners today. That's what it's called. Dag on it. I didn't even have to ask G. So the other book we're talking about is Wheels of Life. Wheels of Life. That's also on Audible. And that's the one that I was talking about that breaks down like the science of the chakra system with a little bit different correlations. This one's like the psychology of it, more of the emotional aspect, the traumas, like she was saying. And let's dive into it. Let's get a little quick thing. Character armor. We build up different character armor. Ooh, this one talks about the chakras. Ooh, let's see. Human biocomputer. Pew, pew, pew. Wheels that heal. Okay, here we go. We'll read a little of each one. We have Discovering the Rainbow Bridge. You are about to go on a journey through the many dimensions of your own self. This journey will take you through a transformation of consciousness across Vital Bridge, connecting the spirit and matter, heaven and earth, mind and body, as you transform yourself and you transform the world. This journey is a colorful one, as life itself is colorful. It offers an alternative to the drab, gray mentality of modern era, where color is limited to the realm of children. By contrast, too many grown-ups live in dark-colored suits, riding gray subways and highways through black and white realities of grim choices and limited options. Reclaiming the multidimensional diversity of the human experience is the task of this journey, no less than the quest for our own wholeness and the renewal of our collective spirit. I ain't gonna fake, that's kind of real as fuck though, cause
Yeah.
I'm wearing black. I got black on underneath my black. I do have on, you know, like some olive green pants, but that's neither here nor there. But generally black, white, gray. Hey, what up, Quest? Welcome in this joint. Come on, get some knowledge. You drop something back, pick something up and then drop it off for other people. Let them know about the chakra system. We're reading Eastern Body, Western Mind. The 7 colors of the rainbow represent an alternative to our binary black and white consciousness, offering us a world of multiple opportunities. The rainbow expresses the diversity of light as it moves from source to manifestation. Its 7 colors represent 7 vibratory modalities of human existence, related to the 7 chakras in Indian yogic tradition, energy centers that exist within each of us. Yoga philosophy teaches us that the serpent goddess Kundalini represents the evolutionary force within each person. We talked about Kundalini if you was in class yesterday. We was talking about how, when it happens at times. She awakens from her slumber in the earth to dance her way through each chakra, reestablishing the rainbow as a metaphysical bridge between matter and consciousness. Through this dance of transformation, the rainbow becomes an axis mundi, the central axis of the world that runs through the vertical core of each of us. In our journey through life, the chakras are the wheels along this axis to take the vehicle of the self along our evolutionary quest across this rainbow bridge to reclaim our divine nature once again. Yeah, I go on and read a little more. This rainbow bridge can also span the cultures of the East and West, as each has something to learn from the other. The treasures of the East bring Westerners a vast spiritual wealth. The elaborate practices of yoga, the abundance of Buddhists, the Hindu scriptures, and the rich imagery of Eastern deities bring Westerners new dimensions of spiritual experience. Yet, despite this spiritual wealth, there's a predominance of material poverty in many of the Eastern countries, especially in India, where yoga and the chakra system originated. By comparison, most Westerners live amongst material wealth but spiritual poverty. Greed and violence dominate our news feed. News, fear, emptiness plague our youth, and mindless materialism consumes the world's resources. Hold on, let's see when this book was released. Because it had to be so long ago, because we're living in a time of peace now. Right? Isn't that a thing? The second edition. Copyrights, here we go. 1996, 2004. Hold up. That's not that long ago. Ain't shit changed. Moving forward, we can embrace all the chakras at once, at last achieving some kind of personal or cultural balance. Crossing the rainbow bridge is a mythic metaphor for the evolution of consciousness. To reclaim a myth is to put our own personal work into a larger context, a context which deepens the meaning of our individual struggle. To restore the rainbow bridge is to reconnect to our own divine, anchoring it in the world around us and healing the rifts that plague this world. So this is like rooting us down into these aspects of ourselves. We're actually going to go into the chakras. We're going to go into the chakras after this, because that's what this whole book is about. So don't it make sense just to follow up so you can get some of the content to see how it comes together like butt cheeks? Let's dive in. Mythology, the rainbow has always been a sign of hope, a connection between heaven and earth, a sign of harmony and peace. It was once believed that deities, spirits, and mortals passed along its bands of color both during life and after, protecting the indivisibility of sky and earth. In Norse mythology, the rainbow bridge connected humans to the gods and provided a link to Valhalla, the celestial place where the gods had their dwelling. The rainbow as archetypal symbol appears in many mythologies throughout the world. In Hindu mythology, the goddess Maya created the world out of 7 rainbow-hued veils. created the world out of 7 rainbow-hued veils. In Egyptian myth, it was the 7 stores of Isis. In Christianity, the 7 veils of Siloam. In Babylonian, it was the Ishtar rainbow jeweled necklace. And for the Greeks, the winged Icarus who carried the gods' messages to the humans on earth. You seeing these correlations? I know, Quest, you be deep in the Egyptian mythology. That might have hit you. Godly. That's all I'm saying. The rainbow, oh, I already read that. From Celtic myth, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow represents a kind of holy grail, a lost vessel of spiritual renewal and fulfillment. Carl Jung referred to gold as the symbolic end product of the inner alchemical transformation. So that's like the whole transmutation. You're transforming your soul from lead to gold, and that's the whole pot of gold. Ooh, my pot of gold. All right, it's probably a really horrible one, but I'm moving on. Passage through the chakra is our chemical process of increasing refinement that unites light and shadow, male and female, spirit and matter, all in the crucible of the body and psyche. The pot of gold is indeed the elusive philosopher's stone that allures us to the heroic journey of transformation. In the Turkish language, the word rainbow literally means bridge. Ancient myths tell us that the doomsday approaches, the rainbow bridge will be broken down, severing forever the connection between heaven and earth. As we face an uncertain future in the dawning of a new millennium, perhaps doomsday can be averted by reestablishing the rainbow bridge once again through the medium of our own consciousness. Thus, the journey becomes a sacred quest, one that restores hope and connection, renewing ourselves and preserving the world. Wheels that heal. Right? So that would be, hey, thanks for the badge, for the love, born to fly. Let's do it. You always dropping gems. You always dropping some bars for me. Appreciate you. A little love off. So that is Eastern Body, Western Mind. That's what we getting into. That's one of the books that we got the option to get into. Any questions about it? Drop them in the cheesy. Or if you're in the Zoom room, go and make it do what it do. I gotta figure out where the next one is, because we're going sidebar before we go to the next book. We're going to talk about some of those concepts, because we talked about the chakras, what they could be, but we didn't really apply them or some of the concepts to what that is. We just talked about it as a bridge. I like that concept because it does connect so many different things for us, so many different aspects of our being. So. I woke up, my mouth was dry, cotton mouth. Had to drink water. What kind of water do you ask? Oh my goodness. You can go to my website, thefloatingyogi.com, and jump in and get a little bit of this Kangen water. The Kangen water be fire, yo. I'm trying to tell you. They make the water molecules smaller so they can penetrate the cell membrane and then swash out whatever is left in there. Like all the little things that we couldn't see before, we're able to get those impurities out of the body. You'd be pissing and shit and just like boop, 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 get on a regular system. And a routine is important for us. Just like we meditate, just like we do breath work, just like we do the poses, the asana, our body needs a routine as well. Like, how do you wake up in the morning and push it out? Is it a struggle? If so, hydrate and hydrate often. Stay thirsty, my friends. All right. So here's another slight breakdown of the chakras, because that's talked about it in the rainbow sense. The book option 1 or 3, Eastern Body, Western Mind. And here's another little bit of fun info about it. Chakras are vital energy centers responsible for balance at all levels of the human being. Hatha Yoga poses evolved as a vehicle for opening up and balancing the chakras. An understanding of the relationship between the chakras and individual poses is therefore essential to understanding the benefits of the poses. Each chakra opens up a different dimension of your being and is related to one or more postures in whatever category. That's not where I wanted to start, but that's all that I had. So we're going to go with that. I like to break down another one better. I'm going to have another one after that. Hey, I'm in DC this week. You in DC this week? Well, damn it, if you don't hit me up, If you don't hit me up when I see you, when you get on here Thursday, you're gonna get a little splash of Yogi anger. It's gonna be a little splash of it. You are here in the city. Damn it, let's make it happen. All right, so we'll go through these chakras. Yogi anger. The first chakra is Muladhara, the root chakra. It's located at the base of the spine. Are we gonna go with elements first? Yeah, we'll go to elements after we go to chakras, and then we're gonna switch books. Okay, so we got the Muladhara located at the base of the spine. The element is earth. The color is red. The issues that tend to arise with this area is perceived survival needs. That could be money. That could be a place to stay. The things that you use to survive to keep your routine, your flow going. That's what we're talking about. Let's see, when it's balanced, we feel grounded and safe. Body areas that are associated with it are like the eliminatory system, like I was just talking about, hydrate often so you can flush it out. The eliminatory system, the base of the body, the legs, and the feet. Health problems that generally come with unbalanced would be skeletal and joints. So if you have like joint problem or skeletal things, that's a sign to look into the root, to look into like what's going on. How do you feel safe wise? How do you feel, where are you moving from? That place of contentment. So that's the root chakra, the Muladhara. Red. Then, and that's at the tip of the tailbone, the base of the spine. Then we have the second chakra, which is the sacral chakra. Let's go with that. They got a Sanskrit name for it, but we're going with sacral chakra. And that is located in the center of the pelvis, in the genitals. The element is water. The color is orange. Notice we went red, now we're at orange. The color is orange. The issues that surface itself that correlate to this area are intimacy and emotions. There's issues being intimate, and there's issues maybe expressing our emotions, releasing, accepting some from other people. When it's balanced, we have a healthy sexuality, an understanding of what it is that we like and what it is that we don't. And bodily areas, the pelvis, the reproductive system, and the urinary system. Health problems, reproductive, are generally it. Lack of creativity is a health problem in how I see it. If you're not being creative, you're in this powerful area, this sexual energy that we have, this base energy of all of the energies that are out here, is going to be built up, and it's going to make us go crazy if we don't let it go in some way, shape, or form, or transmute it or redirect it. So, yeah, and reproductive, boom. So we have root, sacral. The third is the Manipura, which is the navel chakra, willpower. And the location is the solar plexus. That spot where you get hit and it goes, ooh, your belly, your navel area, that. And this one's yellow. So we had red, orange, yellow, and we're working our way up the spine. So red, orange, yellow. And the issues with the navel, the Manipura, that is your willpower. The root, your root is like the base. We talking your survival. Then we're talking, all right, I can survive. Now I can express myself. Now that I know I can express myself, now I have willpower. I have a mission that's bigger than just a temporary feeling. I have something that I want to achieve. So one of the issues that will surface if that is not balanced is low self-esteem and lack of energy. So we can then look at ourselves and say, all right, where can I build up more self-esteem? Where can I reassure myself of the path that I've chosen, where I'm going? How can I build myself up? It could be little things. Maybe it's little things like getting your nails done or some shit. Maybe it's something like working out, doing some yoga, so you know your fitness is together, so you got your fashion on point. You know what I'm saying? These are things that can help balance the navel chakra, the manipura. Also, if they can also be too high, right? We can be too much asserting our will. Hey, what's going on, Austin? Damn it, it's good to have you back. You know you can hop in the Zoom room. Sangling, ain't shit changed. Come on now. So that's the third one, the manipura, the heart chakra. The navel chakra. The fourth one is the Anodea, which is the heart chakra, which is the color green. So we're hitting the rainbow bridge, right? That we were talking about in the Eastern body, Western mind. We hit the red, orange, yellow. Now we're in green. Root chakra, sacral chakra, willpower, the manipura, the navel chakra. Now the heart chakra. The first three that we named are very feminine energies. They correlate to the Apana Vayu, which is a downward force. It is synonymous with menstruation, with defecation, with urination. A whole bunch of nations are going down that way. That is all. So, the fourth chakra is the heart chakra, and that is like the middle ground where the bottom three chakras, the feminine energies, and the top three chakras, the masculine energies, meet. And it's more to it than it just meeting. Like when we were talking about the rainbow bridge, it is the bridge. It is the center of the bridge, of that rainbow bridge, from the hell to heavens, earth to heavens type concept. So we have the location of it is the heart. The element is air. Each one had an element. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't say the element for manipura, which is fire. But the navel chakra, right? So the heart chakra, the area is the heart. The element is air, because the heart and the lungs are intrinsically connected. They have tissue that are connected to one another. They are inseparable. You have to cut some of the lung to cut some of the heart. So just throwing those fun facts out there. Element air, color green, issues, depression, pessimism, self-doubt. I'll say that one again. Depression, pessimism, self-doubt. Depression, again, the heart is connected to the lungs. So if the lungs are depressed, we're in that depressive state, and you see where we're getting this from, right? Once we're in that depressed state, we are in that state of misery that we were talking about Thursday and last Monday. We're in that state of misery, and it's hard to take a leap of faith from misery. And with happiness comes courage. So that's where the pessimism comes in. And then the self-doubt. We're just sitting there talking ourselves into a hole as if we're not able to make a change. However, expand the lungs, you can also you can change the state that you're in. You feel the compression here, and sometimes we don't even know it. So Breathwork's a great one. Back bends, heart openers, like all that's gonna crack it wide open and get us to think differently. I'm pointing to my head, but it's more a full body thing when we think. But that's just where we like to correlate most of the stuff that happens. Then we have, when things are balanced, unconditional love. That's what we experience, unconditional love. The bodily areas are the heart, lungs, shoulder, and arms. And health problems that go with it are heart and respiratory. Unconditional love, I say that is important because with unconditional love, it allows whatever's coming up from those bottom three chakras to exist. It gives it space to exist. So then we can use the upper three chakras to better analyze it, and then from there extract the gold from that raw mineral, that raw energy, right? You following me? You got it? But we need that unconditional love, because if we're only going to let this happen under these conditions, then it doesn't have a safe space to manifest itself. So then how is it going to manifest if it doesn't have a place it belongs, right? Unconditional love. This goes with a lot too, a whole lot. The next one. So we got red, orange, yellow, green, blue. The fifth chakra, Vishuddha. The Vishuddha is the throat chakra. It's located in the throat. The element is ether. The color is blue. And the issues are communication. Everyone has communication issues. What? Yeah. It's how we get through the communication issues that matters. It's not about stopping the communication issues, because we will always misconstrue somebody in some form or fashion. It's about how we get through it. Do we sit there and say, well, you said this. Yeah, I meant that. But you said this. It was less than 3 seconds ago. Why are you so stuck on it being this? Like, you haven't even lived with it long enough. You had a booger longer than you had this irritation. You get what I'm saying? Move forward. When it's balanced, there's clear direction and communication. Bodily areas are the neck, throat, and mouth. Health problems are thyroid, speech, and endocrine. The thyroid gland, about right here. Boom. It's not that, but it's about right here. It regulates a whole bunch of shit for us, like a whole rack of hormones and the endocrine system that pumps it through. The hormones pump through the endocrine system. It's a lot that happens here. However, it's the first masculine chakra. And masculine, which just means more subtle. The first 3 were gross, then we hit the middle ground, we hit earth, unconditional love, where things can manifest. You see how this is connecting? And now we're going to the more subtle realms, vibration.
I'm loving it.
I like shit. Let's get it. Then I felt like there was something else I wanted to say on that one, but we're here. Then we have the 6th chakra, the Ajna chakra, the third eye. The location, the center of the forehead, the prefrontal cortex. The element is all 5 elements. The color is violet, crystal white light. Actually, no, I lied. The color is violet. That's the next one. Hey, the color is violet. You're turning violet, Violet. The issues that surface are dedication to the spiritual path. That's a powerful one. An issue that surfaces is dedication to the spiritual path. I'll tap a little bit more into this one. When balanced, you're calm and focused. The bodily areas are the senses. We're going to tap into this a little bit more too. Health problems are related to the senses. So something like vertigo, something that involves the senses. So I'll bring it back. Why would it be something that involves the senses? So the third eye is our internal sight. We have 2 eyes that see the physical world. We have 1 eye that sees black light. I say black light or dark light because there's white light that we see that comes from like the sun and like the hyper white bulbs and stuff that we get in the house, and then that helps us to see this physical matter, things that white light can bounce off of. And the third eye, the prefrontal cortex, helps us to see the other type of light. When you close your eyes and you can still see things, when your imagination with that churns up. So it has its own senses. You can be in a dream and feel like you're falling and then wake up and shake your body. So that's why it's so connected to the senses, to all of the senses. And the mind is the master of the sense. And it's also a very visual function, and that visual and we are hella visual creatures. So we just have like an additional tap into that. So the third eye. Again, any questions, go and drop them Jones in the cheesy. We just flowing. And we're gonna get to the next book too. Oh yeah, we got time. I started late. We're good. The 7th chakra is the Sahasrara, the crown chakra. It's located on the crown of the head. Its color is crystal light. Its element is beyond. It's beyond the elements. It's like, what do you mean? I'm consciousness manifested in consciousness, consciously making conscious decisions consciously. That's what's happening with that, right? It's like, nah, I ain't even with that. I don't even have no elements. We don't have all that. Issues. Oh, damn it! Spiritual separation. The last one. That's what I wanted to touch on. The dedication to the spiritual path. It's third eye. It's sight. Not being able to see your goal. Getting wavered from whatever the goal is, even if you have seen it before or do see it now, wavering from it, getting distracted. I was having a convo with one of my mans today, and we was talking about like, what do you let distract you and pull you off of the trajectory of your life? You're going this way, you see someone, you're like, oh yeah, that's a big button to smile, and then you start going this way instead of up, and then it's like, all right, well, no, hold on. And then you start learning about crypto, and then you're like, oh, crypto, let me go this way. And you're just all over the place and not dedicated to the path, not dedicated to whatever goal it is that you set. I don't want to say it has to be Christianity or Hindu or Buddhism or Muslim or whatever. Whatever your path is, your dedication to it. Are you sticking to it? It don't even have to be no big name thing. It don't have to be no Mormon or nothing. Not. You could have made it up your damn self last week, but if you sticking to it and have stuck to it, you can learn from it. The bodily areas of the Sahasrara, the crown chakra, is the brain and the nervous system. So that's a lot of electrical impulses that are happening there. This is the next one, by the way. I just had to jump back for that. Thank you for being patient and flowing with me. Issue is spiritual separation. So the crown chakra is our connection to like your friends, your family, your community, the world, other people. It's our connection. And if you feel separated from those people, if you don't feel like you have a place where you can talk to people, where you can actually engage, that's the separation they're talking about. And it could also be the separation to your path. Like, nah, I did get off it. Like, in the last chakra, I wasn't able to like really see what I was doing, so I lost my motivation, and now I feel separated from it. Now I feel like I'm not able to grow. Now those limiting beliefs, I can feel them on me. Let's see, health problems are separation from source, and inversion, and things that can help are like inversions. So those are some of the chakras. I do want to touch on earth, fire, air, water, and we're going to touch on earth real quick. I'm going to read through these real fast. We're not going to go through the large ones, but then we're going to switch. We're going to switch gears and go to the next book. The 5 elements in the 3 doshas. The 5 elements. The model of the 5 elements describe all of creation as composed of 5 essential constituents or elements: earth, water, fire, air, and ether. Each of these elements embody specific qualities. For example, the earth element embodies the physical qualities of density and stability, and the psychological qualities of grounding and security. So, earth, we'll jump into it. Earth. We have solidity, stability, immobility, and density, and it's related to the sense of smell, reflected in the poses as stability and grounding. So when you're flowing through your poses and you're like, oh, I don't feel grounded, I feel all over the place, I don't feel stability, I don't feel immobility, I don't feel density, maybe we're a little bit airy, and now we can find ways to counteract how we're feeling or how things are expressed by another element. The next one will be water. So in the earth one, the earth chakra would be the root chakra, the manipura, that's survival. So as we have that solidity, that stability, that immobility, that density, we can move from a stable place for our next action, whatever that may be. Water, fluidity, flexibility, refreshment, hydration, and adaptability. And it's related to the sense of taste and reflected in the poses as centering and flexibility. So when you're in the water, the next chakra was the sacral chakra, and that correlated to water. That was the sexual energy, that base life force energy, and one of the base life form energies, and it's fluidity. You know, the bladders there, we were talking about those things that correlate. Being able to go with the flow, that would be a way to look at it. Then we have fire. We have heat, light. Heat and light separate of each other. Heat and light, transformation and purification. Transformation and purification. Fire. It is related to the sense of sight and reflected in the poses as vitality and radiance. So you could, when you're flowing, you're like, all right, I feel stable. Yeah, I'm going with the flow. I'm able to whoosh up dog, exhale, whoosh down dog. You're able to go with the flow. You can feel it. You can even hear the wind with you moving your head, whoosh, right? And then fire is the manipura, is the navel chakra, and that is reflected, and that is related to the sense of sight. As I mentioned before, we are very visual creatures, and as we see things, it creates fire within us to attract towards or repel against something. That can be physical, it can be mental, it can be a sift, but it creates that fire inside, right? So, fire is related to the sense of sight. Then we have air. Movement, lightness, sensitivity, and exchange. Sensitivity and exchange. It is not just one way. It is an exchange. I'm an air sign speaking on this. All right, daggone it. And daggone it, yes, we can be sensitive at times, but we keep it together when we do. We be logical, all right? Daggone it. So we have movement, lightness, sensitivity, and exchange, and it's related to the sense of touch. Reflected in the poses is lightness and grace. So if you see somebody flowing, they're on the mat, and you're like, wow, they just seem real elegant. Their air element is together, right? And that is the heart chakra. You notice how we're going back up through the chakras in a different way, using a different correlation. This is all that happens, us piecing and organizing these aspects of ourselves. No, the camera went out on Zoom. We'll be back. Well, we're still here. Can you hear me? Thumbs up, put it in the cheesy.
Yes.
All right, let's keep it going. Then we have ether. I call it ether. It can also be called space. However, I don't like to call it space, because space is, words create the reality in which we perceive. When we see space, we see it as a void. There is nothing there. So that doesn't account for that black light that I was talking about. It doesn't account for things that aren't visible to the white light that we see in the world that creates. Logical sensitivity, yeah. Logical sensitivity with a Cancer moon. So all the emotions are in there too. Make sense of it. I found a way to somehow. Okay, so instead of space, I say ether. And ether would be expansiveness, limitlessness, vastness, and subtlety. And it's related to the sense of hearing, reflected in the poses as subtlety and expansiveness. And one way that this represents itself in the poses are when you're breathing. Where do you feel the breath in your body? Expansiveness, limitlessness, vastness. How intense is the breath for you to get at places? It shouldn't have to be like you're like hawking up a loogie. That's you're doing too much. The breath could be as simple as, and you don't even know what's happening. Especially for those who are on Zoom and YouTube, you're not able to see what's happening. But you get where I'm going with this, right? Okay, all right. And it's reflected to the sense of hearing, and hearing because if it's ether, it is the ether is getting vibrated. That's the vibrational plane in which we receive sounds, feeling, almost light. We just perceive the vibration through a different tool. We're using our eyes to receive light as opposed to like an eardrum to pick up the vibrations, or our skin to pick up the vibrations. You get where I'm going with that? All right, awesome. So, Eastern body, Western mind. We get the fuck into that, right? That sounds kind of cool. All right, we're good with these. All right, let me turn this off and turn that back on. I'll be back for the Zoom room. I'm gonna give it a second to cool off because it's in this joint tripping. But as long as you can hear me, we flowing and growing. All right. And speaking of which, flowing and growing. The next book that we're going through, Flow by Mihaly. I don't know if that was offensive. That's all I could think of to say the name. It's got like, it's a CSIK. SZENT. You get what I'm saying? Like, come on now, give me a break. All right. Flow. I'll read the back. Daggone it, they just put her name everywhere. It's got like 16 alphabets in this thing. Psychologist Mihaly, famous investigation of optimal experience, have revealed that what makes an experience genuinely satisfying is a state of consciousness called flow. During flow, people typically experience deep enjoyment, creativity, and total involvement with life. In this new edition of this groundbreaking classic work, Mihaly demonstrates the ways of this positive state can be controlled, not just left to change. Flow, the psychology of the optimal experience, teaches how by ordering the information that enters our conscious, we can discover true happiness and greatly improve the quality of our lives. Right? Right? Sounds kind of cool. There's some excerpts in here I wanted to read. I got them underlined. These are small words. Overview. Let me find the page. Is this where I wanted to start, or was it on that page? Reclaiming experience. I'll start with the introduction. Not the small. Yo, I ain't joking. This joint got some small words. It feels like I'm reading Osho's book, but it's just a little bit thinner. And that joint got 1,320 pages. We ain't getting into that. Well, we did, and we gonna get back into that, but we gonna go here. Happiness Revised, the introduction to flow. 2,300 years ago, Aristotle concluded that more than anything else, men and women seek happiness. While happiness itself is sought for its own sake, every other goal, health, beauty, money, or power, is valued only because we expect it to make us happy. Much has changed since Aristotle's time. Our understanding of the world, of stars and atoms have explained beyond belief. The gods of the Greeks were like the helpless children compared to humankind today, and the powers that we now wield. And yet, on this most important issue, very little has changed in the intervening centuries. We do not understand what happiness is any better than Aristotle did. And as for learning how to attain that blessed condition, one could argue that we have made no progress at all. I ain't gonna fake. That's about facts right there. Somebody bless him with a magnifying glass. Hey, you be cracking the jokes, yo. You be cracking the jokes. But facts, though. Get my spectacles on, you see me? Despite the fact that we're all now healthier and grow to be older, despite the fact that even at the least affluent among us are surrounded with material luxuries dreamed of even a few decades ago, there were few bathrooms in a place of the Sun King's chair were rare, even in the richest medieval houses, and no Roman emperor could turn on a TV set when he was bored. And regardless of all the stupendous scientific knowledge we can summon at will, people often end up feeling that their lives have been wasted. That instead of being filled with happiness, their years have been spilled with anxiety and boredom. This is because It is the destiny of mankind to remain unfulfilled. Is it because it's the destiny of mankind to remain unfulfilled, each person always wanting more than he or she can have? Or is the pervasive malice that often sours even the most precious moments the result of our seeking happiness in the wrong places? The extent of this book is to use some of the tools of modern psychology to explore this very ancient question. When do people feel most happy? If we can begin to find the answer to it, perhaps we shall eventually be able to order life so that happiness will no longer play a larger part in it. So that happiness will play a larger part in it. We can order our life so that happiness can play a larger part in it. That kind of sounds like creating routines around the things that you enjoy. Moving forward. What I discovered is that happiness is not something that just happens. It is not the results of good fortune or random chance. It is not something that money can buy or power command. It does not depend on the outside events, but rather on how we interpret them. The mindset. Happiness, in fact, is a condition that must be prepared for, cultivated, and defended privately by each person. People who learn to control inner experience will be able to determine the quality of their lives, which is as close as any of us can come to being happy. Yet we cannot reach happiness by consciously searching for it. Ask yourself whether you are happy, said J.S. Mills, and you'll cease to be it, and you'll cease to be so. It is by being fully involved with every detail of our lives, directly. Viktor Frankl, an Austrian psychologist, summarized it beautifully in the preface of this book, Man's Searching for Meaning. Don't aim at success. The more you aim at it and make it a target, the more you're going to miss it. For success, like happiness, cannot be pursued. It must ensue as the unintended side effect of one's personal dedication to a course greater than oneself. So when we were talking about the dedication to the spiritual path, the sight that we have, and the third eye and the crown chakra, are we connected? Do we have that sight? Let's see. So this is going to go into books about specialists doing what they do and then tapping into that state of that flow state that gives them that space where they feel like, damn it, I feel good. I feel great. Oh my gosh. This is something I want to continue doing. This fills me up to wake up in the morning and do something. That would be like the flow state. That would be this book. So, flow. We almost done, y'all. Thanks for vibing with me. We a little long today. We got one more book. I'm going to turn the camera back on because I think it's about that time. Hey, I see you, Rashida. Welcome. Go on, slide up on that thing. Whee. There we go. Whoosh. And we're back on the other platform. Okay, so we got the Divine Matrix. This is the last one. This one was fire. We started talking about this, and I think I did like a 30-minute live or something. Okay, I'm gonna read it back. The Divine Matrix are the miracles that we see in the quantum world actually showing us our greatest possibility rather than our scientific limits. Can the spontaneous healing of disease and instant connection with everyone and everything, and even time travel, be our true heritage in the universe? There is a place where all things begin. That place of pure energy simply is. In this quantum incubator for reality, everything is possible. In 1944, Max Planck, the father of quantum theory, shocked the world by saying that this matrix is where the birth of the stars, the DNA of life, and everything between originates. Recent discoveries reveal dramatic evidence that Planck's matrix, the divine matrix, is real. It is this missing link in our understanding that provides the container for the universe, the bridge between our imagination and our reality, and the mirror in the worlds for what we create in our beliefs. To unleash the power of this matrix in our lives, we must understand how it works and speak the language that it recognizes. we must speak the language that it recognizes. For more than 20 years, Gregg Braden, a former senior aerospace computer systems designer, has searched for the understanding to do just that. From the remote monasteries of Egypt, Peru, Tibet, to the forgotten texts that were edited by the early Christian church, and the secret of the divine matrix was left in the coded language of our most cherished traditions. It is verified in today's science. In this paradigm-shattering book, Gregg shares what he found. Through 20 keys of conscious creation, we're shown how to translate the miracles of our imagination into the real in our lives. With easy to understand science and real life stories, Gregg shows us that we're limited only by our beliefs, and what we once believed is about to change. So that's the back of the book. I'm gonna have to take a sip before I get to the front of the book. A little hydration. Stay thirsty, my friends. Okay. Oh, yeah, I did read this. I'm gonna read this one again. I like it. 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 Is this the book? Is this the part? Introduction. I'll start here. Come to the edge. We might fall. Come to the edge. It's too high. Come to the edge. And they came. And he pushed. And they flew. With these words, we're shown a beautiful example of the power that awaits us when we allow ourselves to venture beyond the bounds of what we've always believed to be true in our lives. In this brief dialogue from the contemporary poet Christopher Long, a group of initiates find themselves in an experience that's very different from what they have originally expected. Rather than simply being at the edge through the teacher's encouragement, they find themselves beyond it in a way that's both surprising and empowering. It is in this uncharted territory that they experience themselves in a new way, and in their discovery, they find a new freedom. In many respects, the pages that follow are like the initiates coming to the edge. They describe the existence of a field of energy, the divine matrix that provides the container as well as the bridge and the mirror for everything that happens between the world in us and the world outside of our bodies. The fact that this field exists in everything from the smallest particle of a quantum atom to the distant galaxies, whose light is just now reaching our eyes, and in everything in between, changes what we believed about our role in creation. I'm gonna skip some of that till we go into this. Nah, I'll read it. For some of you, what you're about to read is new in very different ways. Nah, we're skipping that. We're going to here. That possibility suggests that we may be much more than simply observers passing through a brief moment in time in a creation that already exists. When you look at life, our spiritual and material abundance, our relationships and careers, our deepest loves and greatest achievements, along with our fears and lack of all these things, we may also be gazing squarely in the mirror at our truest and sometimes most unconscious beliefs. We see them in our surroundings because they're made manifest through the mysterious essence of the divine matrix. And for this to be the case, consciousness itself must play a key role in the existence of the universe. I think I'm going to skip a couple of pages to the overview. All right, here we go, about this book. In many respects, our experience of the divine matrix may be compared to the software that runs a computer. In both, the instruction must use the language that the system understands. For the computer, this is a numerical code of zeros and ones. For consciousness, it's different kind of language is required. One that uses no numbers, alphabets, or even words. Because we're already part of the divine matrix, it makes perfect sense that we would already have everything we need to communicate with it, without the need for an instruction manual or a special training. And we do. The language of consciousness appears to be the universal experience of emotion. We already know how to love, hate, fear, and forgive, recognizing that these feelings are actual instructions that program the divine matrix we can hone our skills to better understand how to bring joy, healing, and peace into our lives. Right? You see where we're going here? This book is not intended to be a definitive work of the history of science and new physics. There are a number of other texts that have done a wonderful job at bringing this kind of information to our awareness today. Some of them have even referenced here. Each of these represent a powerful way to see our world, and I recommend them all. This book is intended to be a useful tool, a guide that we can apply to the mysteries of our everyday lives. And for this reason, there are places that I've chosen to focus more on the radical and unexpected results of the quantum experiments, rather than getting bogged down with too many technical details of the experience themselves. I like that. And I think there's one more thing. Is this it? No, that's not a sexy quote. We're not going to end on that. We'll end on that. So, I think we hit it today. Daggone it, we was on it. I think we hit like smack dab on an hour. Come on now. We be right on time, flowing and whatnot. So there's some other things that's going on. We have some other concepts. We just lightly touched on the elements. There's still more info there. There's also the doshas, which are Vata, Pitta, Kapha, which are air, fire, and earth. 3 personality aspects, not just personalities, but other forms of energy that are seen on different planes. We'll go into that another time. We're also going to the koshas another time. That'll be great to tie into a practice, like what kind of practice you're doing, and then whatever practice you're doing, you can transpose these 5 different koshas on top of it. So it'll give you a deeper understanding of like the movements, where they connect, how it matters for you, and ways that you can move to expand it. There's also the prana vayus that we didn't get to talk about. That's the directions that energy flows in the body, and we just lightly touched on the chakras, because you see this fat book, yeah, it's all about the chakras. So lightly touched on it. Anyway, with that being said, Monday night's the book club. We're gonna take some of these concepts and we're gonna find ways to apply them to our life. Tuesday we're gonna flow it out. Thursday we're gonna meditate it out, do some breath work it out. Wednesday morning G is teaching at 7. I'm teaching at 6 tomorrow. Ashtanga led half primary. Then there is Thursday at 7, elevated sift and flow, live like G flow. Actually, I'm doing elevated sift and flow. It's live like G flow at 7. And then there is, I lied, it's not 7. I be butchering the time, dag on it. It's at 6:30. Yeah. It's at 6:30. Anyway, tickets on the website. And also Floating Flow on Saturday mornings, 10:30 a.m. We vibe and we flow and we grow and we making it happen. Last but not least is, what's the last one? There's one. Sunday, Elevated Sift and Flow. Woo! Yeah! We got the Pink Moon meditation happening at Sukha Center. We got my source, Sukha Center. G and me are there Monday and Friday. She's there at 12:30. I'm there at 6:30 a.m. Let's get the growing happening. The Pink Moon meditation is going to be fire. We're going to record some stuff. We're going to drop a single in meditation with Gypsy Man Pro, No Commercials International. Like, it's a lot going on. Dolly Deer is going to be there. She going to have it drip right. She going to get the beads, all the other stuff you need. She got the whole goodie bags and all that stuff. But yeah, come through. And also there's going to be rings. There's going to be bowls for sale. We have the magic here available for you. All the frequencies and vibes to get you flowing, get you right back on track. On the website, again, thanks to Buddha Blessing, No Commercials, thanks to Mono's Detox, daggone it, we got a whole slew of them. We make it happen. Thanks to UE, Urban Yogic Wellness and Education. With that being said, check out the website. We got water on the website. It's Stay thirsty, my friends. Hydrate and hydrate often. If you're local, we can get the drop off of the Kangen water. We got alkalinity at 9.5. We got the smaller water Jones that's going to go through and get you right. And options on the website. How thirsty are you? Maybe you're like healthy, happy, and hydrated. Maybe you're like, I'm parched. Stay thirsty, my friends. I got something for you too. With that being said, questions, comments, want to work on anything that you heard and you're like, yo, I got some more questions about it, I want to vibe, send me a DM, send me an email, send me a message. Let's make it happen. Let's vibe and grow. Peace and love, kings, queens, and gods.
Are we going to vote for the books at some point?
Thank you for that. Send me a message of what fucking book you like. I would say, you said,
me too.
Which one?
I want the Matrix.
The Divine Matrix?
I'm the receipt today.
Okay, so far that's a ringer. Oh,
That's
we got
just
the...
two. That's only 2 votes, but yeah.
Okay. Wait, what we got? What we got? Hey, what up, real? Claudia! Is that Claudia? What kind of, if you on IG, before I hop off, I guess I probably should have like had the cheesy up for YouTube, but that didn't happen. So let me see. So we got 2 votes so far. We're gonna leave the polls up for a couple of days, but send me a message. Let me know what one you want. Drop it in the chat. Let me know which one you're interested in. The 3 books are, it's not gonna show me because I'm not broadcasting on here. That makes sense. Well, that's shit. Fair enough. So we got 2 votes for the Divine Matrix. That might be the next book. This ain't even a bad read. It's only like, we might crush this in about a month and a half, 200.
Does it have like diagrams? So like we should get the physical copy, or is it audiobook like good?
An audiobook is gonna be good. I'm flipping through it to see the photos, and it's only like one.
Yeah.
They have 4 pages of photos. There's a few that could be helpful.
You can like upload them like somewhere on the website or something.
Yeah.
Like, or just like a link to see them like, and then we listen to the audio.
Yeah. It's literally it's less than 15 pages of photos.
So I'll buy you the audio.
Yeah, it ain't that. It's like 15 pages of photos. The book's 260 pages. We'd be able to flow through this, and I think it'll help bring up a whole bunch of correlations and connections for us. So, I'm with the shits. I'm glad y'all like it. One of my homies gave it to me. I was like, I ain't heard of the Divine Matrix. I heard of the Matrix, but what's this about? So, a little gem joke. All right. If you in the IG chat, let me know where you at. Let me know what's good. If you're in, same with YouTube, potentially Facebook. I'm not sure which one this is. I'm gonna go with YouTube. Yeah. Do what you do. I'm gonna upload this on Facebook as well. Questions, comments, want to work on something? Let me know. Let's flow. Let's grow. Let's get it.
See you tomorrow.
I see you.
Yeah, I might come by tomorrow.
Hey, are you sure you want to end your live video?